When the bell rings at 2:30 on a Saturday, you won't hear it if you're in the spinning shed. When the overlooker knocks the mules off, all you'll hear is the ringing in your ears. There's a rush to get your shawl and your clogs on and to get out of those mill gates and get to the market hall because the best food sells out quick. Ma and Nancy and I get back before Pa, who stays on to work on the boiler for the mill engine. We put our fire on and cook something, and by the time it's ready, Pa will be home. Once we've finished eating, it's time for a night out in Bolton town. There's a choice of entertainment to suit all tastes and pockets. There's a movement amongst some mill workers to improve themselves through learning. So you might go to the public library and read the newspapers. Or if you're a member, take out one of their 11,000 books to read for free. Bolton is the third town in England to take that up. Pa goes to study engineering. Nancy and I prefer to spend the evening with our friends, enjoying what the town has to offer. And why not? First, there's the beer houses and public houses, which you can imagine are a place many enjoy after a hard day's work. Like most cotton towns round here, there are more beer houses than anything else. There must be more than 200. A beer house stays open until 10 o'clock, serving only beer, mind you, and often they're just a back room in someone's house or at the back of a shop. If you want to drink anything after that, you'd have to go to a public house, and they stay open till gone midnight. But it's a very crowded, smoky place. The air is thick with tobacco smoke, which is why I prefer the music hall. There's more to life than just beer and baccy. Now, it must be said that our music hall is in a public house, but there's also entertainment. There's singing and dancing and comic acts. It's a very pleasant place to spend time with friends and family. If the weather's fine, I might go for a walk in the park. It opened 4 years ago. Before that, it was an open moor that we used as a recreation ground, but it has now been improved. It's got a wilderness, pleasure gardens, tree-lined avenues, a lake, a pavilion, a fine fountain. Improvement is all the fashion at the moment. But my favourite is the circus. Oh! There are a number of circuses that come to Bolton town. There's one though, Fanquays. There's great trumpeting and huge amounts of people lining the streets and 12 horses rode by Mr. Fanquay himself. I know what you're thinking. How does he do it? He stands on 2 of them, 1 foot on each, and controls the other 10 himself. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Then the circus big top gets put up, a big tent, and they put it up near the old Coronation Mills. And one time, they took a rope from the top of the circus tent to a window on the 3rd floor of the mill itself, and Madame Caroline, a female blondin or rope walker, was to walk across it. So of course, a great crowd gathered. Myself and Nance, we came straight from work to get a prime view. 7:30, we looked up and saw that rope 60 feet up in the air, and at least that length. She peered out of the window, Madame Caroline, looking splendid. And a great cheer went up as she waved down to all of us, and she began her daring feat. She took her toes and walked over that rope as lightly as a dancer. It was marvellous. But then, she came to a knot in the rope. It was quite big and she faltered and looked to turn back, but we in the crowd set up such a cheer that she found fresh courage and tried to step over it again. She looked to have crossed it successfully, but as her back foot cleared the knot, she seemed to stumble. She seemed set to fall, perhaps to plummet. And then a great gasp went up from the crowd. With great strength, she managed to grasp the rope as she fell and clung to it for dear life. She was a small woman, but she looked as though she had muscles of steel to keep hold of it. The crowd didn't know what to do. People were running and shouting around the ground, some crying, some praying. There was a great cry that went out to lower the rope, to let her down to safety. And so they did, but it only lowered a few feet. And she was still hanging there. Then, a number of men from the circus came to stand beneath her, and up they shouted to her, "Let go! Let go!" There was still at least 50 feet for her to drop. Nance couldn't even watch. She covered her eyes, too fearful to see what might happen. Madame Caroline looked over her shoulder, down to the ground, at the men beneath her, and released the rope. And it seemed that she fell forever. And then she was caught, safely in their arms, and the crowd cheered. She was taken away by the men of the circus. I hear tell she had no injuries, apart from her wits after such a fall. The circus. The horses, the acrobats, the jugglers, the trampoliners. Oh, but the horses. They're my favourite. I don't think that I would like to work at the circus. I think I'm a little safer at the mill.